And welcome back for another week of the Thursday afternoon lunchbox up here in beautiful Fitchburg, downtown, not downtown, Route 12, Fitchburg. Beautiful
It is a
day.
beautiful day. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, Diesel Dan back on the board.
Of course.
Bobby, how about the hat, Mark?
Perfect.
The sandwich. You got his sandwich hat on.
Well, you call me Sandwich Man, so I figured I'd ramp it up this week.
Answer this question truthfully. Did you get it for free?
Yeah.
Of course you did. You're like Deckman. Deckman hasn't picked up your Bob Catalini shirt yet.
I'm surprised. I know he's wearing the same Hudson Hawk T-shirt every day.
And then he said to me, texted me today, he was going to come to the Fifth Street Diner this morning.
Really?
He said he was in the area, blah, blah, blah.
Well, tell us about the Fifth Street Diner this morning.
Great breakfast today. As usual, Tina, great job.
And shout out to who?
Dave Goodrich, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Right? Happy
Good
birthday
man,
to
good
Dave.
man.
He was there. He took Tina out, or Tina was taking him out. I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know.
This morning.
Some sneaky stuff was going on.
But
But we had a great
Money
breakfast.
Man showed up today.
Money Man, Sean Money Man Case. He
showed
is.
Up. Kevin from Heaven is like the mayor of the Fifth Street Diner, though.
He's the mayor of Fitchburg, really.
Tell you right now.
There's nobody he doesn't know.
The weather's starting to break. We're gonna have to get another fly fishing
the goal
show
for
on.
this show is to keep Kevin from Heaven awake for 50 minutes or so. I mean, can we do it today?
Maybe today we can.
Please,
Craig
up your
Larson-
game a little bit.
Craig Larson, he calls in probably monthly for us, gives us some great insight on the tournaments.
He's Boston Globe.
Boston Globe
High School sports editor.
Yep, and
Okay.
so he's going to be calling in around 12:30 today. When I texted him the other day, he said to me, Tuesday night in Massachusetts, there were 59 high school boys and girls games that night. So the state was really rocking with some really good
I'll
basketball.
tell you, the
I'll
games
tell you-
I've been to, the
Yeah.
gyms have been packed. It's been crazy. Apparently, the system where you pay through, what's the app, Dan?
GoFan.
GoFan.
Not com. .co.
It seems to be working well. I mean, I've seen a few lines, but it looks like everybody's sort of caught on. And I did ask an athletic director about the finances, and the schools do get reimbursed, and then they do get a percentage of the tickets depending on the scale of how many they sell. I will tell you this, if you want to host, and there are several local schools that are in these Elite Eight games, if you want to host an Elite Eight game, if you're a home team, you have to have a gym that seats 1,000. So
See, we're in the Elite Eight in Neshoba.
Right.
And I think Tanya said our gym only seated 750. The other night when we played.
So
North
what are you
Quincy-
doing? Oh,
We're
you're away.
We're away, so it's not.
So Oakmont plays Archie's, and they're going to play at North Quincy because
Yes.
North Quincy has the
Oh, what a
capacity.
beautiful gym! I went there last Friday night and scouted North Quincy. What a beautiful gym.
Yeah, what about your game with North Quincy?
Oh.
That was quite a game.
Tanya had to lock the doors. It was so crowded. It was so hot, so loud.
That's great.
North Quincy brought an incredible
Really?
crowd. We brought a fan bus.
Well, you said at the game you scouted, the fans were off the
Great
charts.
student body at North
Yeah.
Quincy High School. I'm telling you right now. So I went in last Friday. I went in to scout with Timmy Payne, and we got there nice and early. And I loved looking around the banners, the gym. It was a new gym.
That's
whatever.
right up your alley.
First 1,000-point scorer at
Yes.
North Quincy
Yes.
High School was one and only Doug Rutschfield.
Yes, shout out.
So I took a
Shout
picture of the
out.
banner, sent it to Ray, Tommy Deeds, Pels,
Yep.
Steve Meyer, because he married Gretchen's daughter Hannah. Sent it to them. It was a great scout, another great game. That was a 1-point win by North Quincy. Came back and beat Whitman Hanson.
Right.
Then we come back Tuesday night. We're down most of the game. Made some adjustments. 3-4 minutes left in the game. Came back and beat North Quincy, and now we're in the Elite Eight tomorrow night out down in Sharon. So Sharon
Right.
must seat. Well, actually, you know what? I know they do. I've been watching. I watched their South game on the Sharon.
Did they
Access
have a
TV.
new high school?
Yes, brand new.
Okay, because
first
the
year.
old Sharon High would not hold 1,000. I've been there.
Yeah, they. I watched the South game because we were common opponents yesterday when I was subbing, and I heard the announcer say that it was a brand new first year in the high school, and they've, they're
Sharon,
playing in the
okay.
Elite Eight now. So yeah, there's quite a few schools.
It's an exciting
in
time,
the
for
area.
sure.
Marty Murphy's Hudson Hawks are playing tomorrow night, I believe, at Norwell. Yeah, at Norwell tomorrow night. We've got the Wachusett girls hosting Springfield Central tomorrow night. We got two Mid-Watsee schools battling in the Elite Eight. We got in girls Littleton at Tingsboro, and we have Cohasset at Notre Dame of Worcester. They're playing that game at St. John's High School.
Okay.
Yeah, Notre Dame is going to use that.
Yep.
When they played the Clinton girls in the first round, they used St. John's High School. I mean, I think it's an unofficial, I think we can get away with saying it. But St. John's and Notre Dame and Worcester are like brother sister schools. They do a lot of things
Sharing
together.
of
Yeah,
facilities.
I think
and
they're part of the
forth.
same diocese, so yeah.
Yeah, and then we got West Boylston at Springfield International tomorrow night. We got Westport traveling to Sutton at 5:00 game in girls tomorrow night. Boys, we got Brockton going to North tomorrow night. Division 1, Division 2. Neshoba, we're going to Sharon for a 6:00 tip-off. And you got Leominster. Great job by
Nice run.
Grudge, Coach Grudge's
Nice
son.
run, yeah.
Nice run. Got knocked out of the Samata tournament. To South, we went to that game in Scotty because we ended up playing South that in that Samata tournament, and they've rebounded and they've won a couple games in the state tournament. Now they're in the Elite Eight, and they're going to Malden Catholic, the 1 seed tomorrow night.
That'll be tough.
Oakmont, the only Division III school left in Central Mass, they're going to Archbishop Williams. They're playing that game at North Quincy High tomorrow night in a brand new North Quincy High School gym. And then you've got Millbury won last night.
They're going to Bourne. That'll be a tough one for Millbury, but it's a
It's gonna be
4-5
tough
matchup.
one for Bourne. Okay.
Big tough one for both teams.
Listen, now you were
Bourne
a
is
Central
good.
Mass
I
guy.
told you that.
Yeah, well,
That
Millbury's
pocket
good.
down there.
Coach Jimmy
Let me
Donnelly
tell you
will
something.
out-coach anybody.
He
Jimmy
won't,
Donnelly's...
not my man Scotty Ashworth.
your
It might be
man,
a draw. Scotty Ashworth, hell of a coach.
Jimmy Donnelly,
And I will-
great coach.
Okay, so it's gonna. So the
Absolutely
coaching, they
great
both
coach.
check the box. Let's let the players play. Do you
Jimmy's
mind?
got a check and a star, okay?
Wow.
So they're in the
Why?
final.
Because he's your boy from CMIBC.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right,
on,
Sandwich Man.
Next time you're down the Cape, you're gonna hook up with my boy Scotty
Oh,
Ashworth.
when I'm leaving the Cape, I'll meet up with him on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
Not
And you'll
when
be a
I'm-
fan for life.
Oh, maybe I will.
You'll be a fan for life.
I hope.
Hey, that
We'll meet
pocket
at
down
Friars.
there. So Bourne, Division 4 Elite 8. Wareham, Division 4 Elite 8. Wareham seeded number 1. And right up the street, Old Rochester, Division 3 Elite 8. So that little tri-town pocket is powerful. So don't you knock us down there.
Oh, look!
I got to give it to you. I got
Okay,
to
next
let
week
you
wear
have
your
it.
board hat. Put a B on your head next week, and then put a W the next
All
week.
right, let
for
me ask
Wareham.
Diesel.
Listen,
What's the
let me-
nickname for the
let me-
Bourne team?
Let's see.
Too slow.
Yep.
Hawk, what is it?
Proudy's hosting.
The Canalmen.
Yeah, good.
The Canalmen.
I knew it was something nautical.
Okay, well, not.
How about Wareham?
Listen to me.
Quickly, Wareham.
Roxbury
Yeah.
Prep.
Vikings.
Roxbury Prep is going to the only unbeaten team left in the state. Central Mass School, Division 5. David Proudy.
Yeah, they got a
And-
nice transfer from Quabbin, didn't they?
Sutton is going to Taconic, and our guy Paul Howes is going to Pioneer Valley. So Division 5 boys still have three schools
Now,
left.
I thought Maynard was playing like a charter school with a funny name.
Pioneer Valley.
Is it? Oh, okay, never mind. Then.
What's so funny about that?
No,
Oh, they just beat
some
somebody. Yeah,
interesting
yeah. Some,
team with an interesting name.
yeah.
Yep.
Now,
so-
Hey, Mike
ahead.
Haley.
Not Maynard.
How about Mike Haley walks in today out of the clear blue?
Mystery Mike, another
You-
Mystery Mike.
You two are in the back room like Vanessa and Paul Z were in the weight room, running around playing. You
Shout
know
out
what.
Mike Haley came in to pick
Mike
up some
Haley-
Mount Watch. It's 90 degrees out. He came in to pick up free ski passes. No wonder they
Hey,
gave them out.
You should have said it. You said it to me after you left. You said to me, "I can't believe Mike Haley can ski." And I'm
I
like,
never said that.
You did too,
I
Mike.
never said that.
Mike,
Mike's
I'm
one of
telling
the top premier athletes that ever come out of St. Bernard's land. He can do anything: ski, swim, skydive, anything.
Bungee.
He's a good cook. He
Good cook.
he was up at Cushing. Oh man,
He said he worked at the Worcester County House for a while.
did he really?
Yeah.
Which side of the bars?
Well, when he got out, he went on the other side. I think. I don't know.
Work release.
I don't know, but he good man. Met him today. He's a really.
Oh, now
good
he's
guy.
your guy. But no, Scotty Ashworth,
he's
you can't be
listening-
bothered.
If he's
Oh,
listening,
if-
Diesel, he's our guy.
If he's one of your
Okay?
12 listeners, he's your guy. I get it.
I gotta give, and I normally don't like to, but I do talk a little bit about the Neshoba boys team. Jacob Belasanti became the third boy in school history, 5th overall to score his 1,000th point the
that's
other
great.
night against
That's great.
Revere. What a great job he's done, and we knew coming in when Gary took the program over, it was going to be a tough road to hoe because when he was a sophomore, there was the COVID year and he lost 8 to 10 games.
Yeah.
And we felt he had to get
Yeah,
17,
think
18
about
a
that.
game, and you know, he persevered, and he's had nights where he didn't shoot the ball well. There were some nights you could see the pressure was on. He did come to us during the year, and he says, if I don't make 1,000 points, if I don't get it, that's fine. I just want to win. I just want to, to finally advance in some of these tournaments. You know, we went to the finals of the Samata tournament, lost to North, and here we are tomorrow night playing in the Elite Eight. So kudos to JB, we call
great
him.
achievement.
And what a great job our kids did the other night. I told Nico Pavia, last 3 minutes and 20 seconds, the way he played on both ends of the floor, you don't see it a lot in a high school game. But it came back to me like Cedric Maxwell said to the Celtics in '81, grab onto my coattails, I'll bleed you to the championship. The last 3 minutes and 20 seconds, he was unbelievable. Couple threes, couple inside Kevin McHale moves, blocked a couple shots, got a deflection, steal. Game ended. He was just gassed, and that was the whole team at the end. We were down up until 3 minutes left in the game, and then we came back, made some adjustments, and kudos to North Quincy. They only played 5 kids. 1 kid Bates fouled out. We went man, sort of really put the pressure on them the last 3 minutes. A lot of their shots were short. They were tired.
They were a good club.
They're a good club. Brian does a great job.
What's the scouting report in general on Sharon?
Good.
Yeah,
Good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, one common opponent we have is South.
Yep.
So I actually watched that game when I was teaching yesterday at Clinton High, and they're good. They're really good. I mean, we're good. It's going to be a great.
They have size, or what's
Yeah,
their?
6'5" kids, couple 6'2" kids, athletes.
Mhm.
You know, sort of like our kids, Jack Lagarde, Trevor Payne, and Nico Pavia.
Should be a
They're
great game.
athletes. I
Yep.
mean, Trevor and Nico are pitchers. And I call him Nico, it's Nicholas. He's going to Franklin Pierce to play baseball. But the other night, the Franklin Pierce basketball coach was there, and went up to Mark Schultz, our assistant, who knew him from North Middlesex. He had played in North Middlesex, and said to Mark, he goes, he might consider playing 2 sports. I mean, you wouldn't believe how well he played. I mean, really impressive how he played. But you can't play that well if the other 4 guys aren't playing well either.
Right.
You know, it's certainly not taken away. And Ruben got a big rebound for us at the end, right in front of our bench, to ice it. You know, they could have got a shot off. There was 5.6 or 6.5 seconds left, and he did miss the 1-on-1, but he got his own rebound. Game ended.
Yeah, been some great games,
Oh,
huge crowds.
The crowds, Bobby, everywhere you go, and the officiating has been
I think
absolutely
it's been good.
phenomenal. We had Murph, Paul Murphy the other night, Chris Dion, and Craig Doughton. You
You know-
this is when you get to the point where they were so good, because when the game's over, you don't see them a lot. You don't remember,
right.
except if they call
That's
you
when
over.
you know they're good.
I don't know why they just don't keep them together, the group, because they referee off each other so well.
Well, you have to trust in what the assigners
Yeah,
want to
you
do.
do. You're an
And that's
assigner.
why I did put out that tweet. Really, kudos to the officials, because they don't have replay. They don't
No.
They don't contact a call center to review calls. It's all in real time, and they have to make the call right there, under the gun, so
Yeah.
to speak, with huge crowds. And kudos
Vocal
to them.
crowds.
Kudos to them. You know,
You know,
and you have to understand they're not going to be perfect.
No.
But it's There are a lot of good things going on right now.
No, it is great time of year. You get the NCAA's coming up. You've got spring training. I'm back on the Red Sox bandwagon.
Of course you are. They're undefeated, so you're on the bandwagon. We get it.
I'm a Red Sox fan. I just say that around Kevin from Evans, so he'll come to breakfast every Thursday with us. He's off the bandwagon of.
He's
course.
on, he's off, he's on,
Oh,
he's off.
man,
he's
I'll
tough.
tell you.
He's tough.
It's like fly fishing. It's on,
He's
it's
tough.
off. It's on, it's off. But hopefully he's awake, listening. Usually around this time, he says he takes a nap. We said Mike Haley, happy birthday. We did that. I mentioned JB, Pizza King, incredible antipasto down there,
Yeah,
Bobby.
where's my?
It's
My
already
sandwich is
gone.
in the other
Your
room.
sandwich is gone.
No, I'll eat it on the way.
Diesel got 2 slices of his pizza left. That's how good it is. I'm telling you, Pizza King, hidden gem up here. Route 12, tremendous.
I don't know how hidden it is.
Well,
It's very popular.
Little small spot in the corner.
Yeah.
It's hidden.
No, it's great. Wonderful.
It is.
Wonderful.
It
Diesel
is.
has his weekly pizza from there.
What's that, Bobby's?
Look What's that?
Jared got for me.
Oh, you got. What did you get?
Drink.
Wow.
Look at this.
Wow.
Too
Pizza
bad we
King,
couldn't turn the
kudos.
camera. Watch your fingers.
Kudos.
Yep, so that's Mark.
Look
got
at
Hey,
Right.
don't
sandwich.
forget this show,
Yeah.
Mark, Clinton Community TV posts this show on YouTube under Clinton, Mass. Don't forget to subscribe to Clinton, Mass, Tony's
costs nothing.
hometown, and like the show. We need subscriptions. We need likes.
A lot of likes, though.
How would
Right?
you know? You haven't even looked at
No, I
it.
haven't.
4 Max.
You're wearing your Holy Cross shirt, though. You're trying to promote
My
the
son
Crusaders.
Brett. My son Brett went to Holy Cross. I spoke to him the other day, and I'm gonna have to tell him to listen because, or to stream this because, I don't know if it was Owen or Regan was telling me he's not cutting his hair for some reason.
Hey, I have some good news.
What?
On a future, what do you mean, what?
What?
A future caller, Steve Kornacki, the great
Oh.
Steve Kornacki, MSNBC and NBC Sports, nationally known,
Yep.
40, 50, 60,000 followers on Twitter. He'll be calling in at the end of April.
For his
About-
yearly,
About 10 days before the Derby.
and he's gonna be calling the Derby. Right? You said he's.
Oh,
gonna be
he's
working-
yeah. He told me he's going to he'll be working for NBC Sports, the Derby and the Preakness, not the Belmont. He said they lost the Belmont to Fox Sports. So that's a great call. That'll be the 3rd time he's called in. Next week we also have, jumping ahead a little bit, we have an iconic referee from the South Coast area. Steve Altum is calling
I
in.
might have Skinny call in.
Listen,
What?
I think he refereed a Maynard game where they won.
If
Although
it's
I'm
the
not sure.
same
If it's
guy,
the one where he threw his sport coat, then Maynard lost, I think.
you had the picture of it, remember?
Yeah, Steve gave me the picture and said,
did?
give it to Skinny.
The guy who's
referee,
calling in?
The referee.
And I was at the game, and that was the game that Skinny got beat, and I can't say it, but he.
Not by Steve Altemus's officiating. It was another guy from Western Mass.
Oh, blame some other guy.
No, you
Diesel.
told me it was a guy from.
Big.
And now, listen, we're giving kudos to officials, and now
Yeah,
you
you're
want
right.
to.
No, he
You
did a
want to
good
go
job.
back 3, 4, 5 years and pull up a game
No.
where Maynard lost. Maynard hasn't lost in a long time. They're
he-
the defending state champ, right?
He did
Yep.
a great job. Your buddy from the Cape did yeoman work that day down at Springfield.
And that's
No,
another
Skinny
guy.
didn't think
That's
so.
another guy you'd really like. Is my man Stevie? Yeah, you'd like him.
Stevie.
Altemus, the
Oh, yeah.
official. He's up front. He's a good man.
So when I get on working this couple, maybe in less than a
We
month.
need you down there. We need you down there to shape. We need to bring in some employment to shape things up because nobody down there wants to work.
I guess you know that.
But
You
the
get
trading post
Oh,
is where
yeah.
I'm gonna. The trading post is where I'm gonna take you out.
You were on the jug the other night on a Tuesday.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not Bobby C.
I
No,
called
no.
you right after the game.
No,
and-
no. I've been going to a lot of
Sake, I
games.
thought you were at a
and
pool hall.
Behavior is exemplary.
Yeah. No, the crowds, before we get into this little banter back and forth, the gyms have been packed. When
Yeah. It's
we
exciting.
went
It's
to Plymouth
nice.
South a couple weeks ago, you and I, great crowd that night. Went to North Quincy with Timmy Payne Friday night. North Quincy, the best.
People are getting there early. If you're not there 30 minutes before, you're not even going to get a seat.
I know.
People are there early. It seems like the Go fan thing or whatever is working out.
GoFan.co. Hey, now, so the Elite Eight is at the higher seed.
Yep.
Boys, girls, and whatever.
As long as you can hold 1,000 people, technically. But
Yeah.
I mean, if Tanya could host it, I mean, you'd work.
I
I
don't
mean, why
know.
would you want to give up the home court?
I know, but I'm going to tell you, it was so hot, so loud, and she said.
Well, that's the old Boston
I
Garden.
know, but she said she
Why are
was
you complaining about
750.
that?
Oh, I'm not.
No,
if
you said
Burlington-
it's so hot and so loud 3 times.
But let me finish, okay?
I
she
mean, Mark,
said afterwards,
you know,
she
we've
goes,
got replays. We can go back.
She said to me afterwards at the Wolves Den, she
Yeah.
said she was nervous because she let
Well,
too many
yeah,
in,
yeah.
and they were in the aisles.
Was
No,
there
the
a
hot-
police? Was there a police detail?
I don't look around.
You know, sometimes you invite the fire chief in or a fire deputy in and
it
say, "Hey, what do you
backfired.
think?"
Yeah.
No. But they
Oh,
they
before.
say, "Hey, you need to cut it here."
Yeah.
So now it was with their approval.
Well,
you know?
the other thing was when the game ended.
But how much?
When the game ended, everyone stormed the court.
honestly-
and then all of a sudden I look, and I see men who had played for me,
Right.
coming through another door. They got in. They left the Clinton game, came over to the Neshoba game,
Yep.
locked
Yep.
doors. Someone was
Someone,
walking out.
yep,
Someone
popped
opened it.
them
They
in.
came in, and they said it was the best fourth quarter. I mean, they got there for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I may do that tomorrow night. I may go to Old Rochester at 6 and then hit the end of the Bourne game if I can, because
Yeah.
they're all playing Friday night. You know.
Yeah.
But honestly, for the MIAA to say you need to be able to hold 1,000 people, that's tough. How many high school gyms can hold technically 1,000 people? Even
And
newer
Nish-
ones.
No, Neshoba's is a big
Yeah.
bleacher
Yeah.
section.
But you don't have
only
anybody
stands
behind
on
the
one
benches.
side.
I know.
You have no one behind the
Right.
benches.
No, but the reason
you
that
have that
happened
weight area.
was because they had to do a weight room. Now I'm sure they were going to put bleachers. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm new to the
But
gym.
you know, that far corner where there's like just a bunch of stuff stacked up,
Yeah.
you could clean it out and put in 100 chairs or something.
You know, even those
People will
little-
stand.
the
Oh yeah, portable
bleachers,
stands
the-
from the soccer field.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take them in,
All right.
carry them in.
Give Tanya the, well, you don't have,
They're
you're
building a
away.
new school.
You're away, so it's a moot point for Neshoba.
Neshoba's looking at building a new high school.
Yeah, they should. It's time. Although the school's in nice shape, but
It
it's
is.
time.
It is. Go ahead, Keezer. You get a couple Central Mass hockey.
Yep, we got some hockey. I'll go over the hockey things quickly. You know, hockey's a little ahead of basketball right now because they are now in the Final Four for the most part for most of their brackets. There's just a handful of quarterfinals left. And there's only 6 brackets, so I'll go through it quick. In Division 1, last team standing from Central Mass was St. John's. Ultimately, they were done in by St. John's Prep. They lost 5-1 yesterday in the quarterfinals to the Eagles, top seed in Division 1. So it's all Eastern. Well, no, it's not all Eastern Mass because St. John's Prep, they're going to play Pope Francis out of Western Mass, and then Xaverian is going to play Reading. Reading is the 14th seed in the last public school in Division 1 this year. So Reading with a couple upsets, they got their way through. Then in Division 2, we are out of Central Mass teams. Last one standing there was Algonquin and Auburn. They both fell in the round of 16. Algonquin lost a close one to Wakefield, and Auburn got eviscerated by Walpole. The Timberwolves are state semifinalists. They're playing Hopkinton, who we had a few years ago on the K-Zone as Division 3 finalist. They've made the jump up to Division 2. They're not having any issues there. In Division 3, we have a Central Mass team in the semifinals. That's Neshoba, the number 11 seed, taking out the number 3 seed Medfield. 1-0 last night. Very close game through to the very end. Medfield had needed a shootout to knock out North Middlesex in the round of 16. Able to get by one Central Mass team, couldn't get by another.
Couldn't get by the Wolves, Catalini.
The Wolves are having a great year.
Yeah.
So they're the 11 seed. They're going to play the 10 seed in Triton from the northeast corner of the state. Triton upset Linfield, the 2 seed, 5-2. Then Scituate and Watertown are the 2 teams on the other side of the bracket. Watertown was a finalist in Division 4 last year. Scituate's always tough. Then in Division 4, there's only one semifinalist that's already been confirmed, but that is actually Grafton. The Gators, their first season by themselves. They were able to beat Shawsheen last night 4-2, so they are into the semifinals. They'll either get Norwell or Martha's Vineyard, and I know Bobby's going to like this, is that of the final 8 teams in Division 4, 4 of them from the Cape and Islands. Martha's Vineyard going to Norwell and Sandwich hosting Dennis Yarmouth at Gallo.
Oh,
He'll
that's a
have-
big one. They've split
he'll
during
have
the
his-
season.
Mark 11.
Sandwich coach is a great guy.
Yep. And Ames.
Sandwich is
You'll
defending
have your
state champ.
MV hat on
Defending
if they
state
win.
champ.
Martha's Vineyard, you'll be pulling
Well, when I
that hat
deliver
up.
pizzas, I put on the right hat.
Oh.
Whoever the people seem to support. You know, when I deliver pizzas Super Bowl Sunday, I have two different hats.
And then
Depends where I
Amesbury, the number 19 seed, is going to Nantucket. Nantucket's the 6th. Martha's
Good luck.
Yeah, so that's good.
Where they
So we
playing
have-
on
what's it-
Nantucket?
The Nantucket Ice Arena, apparently.
We have two girls, Algonquin and Shrewsbury, right?
Of course.
Yep, so yeah, we go to the
Right.
girls' bracket. So yeah, Shrewsbury, double overtime winners over Hingham last night. Got a late goal, forced overtime, got the winner there. They're going to play Notre Dame of Hingham in the semifinals. That's a rematch of the quarterfinals last year. That was the last game that Shrewsbury won before they fell in the semis.
Okay, and then Algonquin girls, Algonquin and Clinton.
Yep.
Da-da-da.
Yep.
Yep.
No, they're having a good year.
So
Emily
Algonquin,
Johns, yep.
so Algonquin hasn't quite gotten to the semifinals yet. They have to beat the team that they beat in the state championship last year to get there. That's Canton. That's going to be tonight at the Canton Ice House. Winner of that game gets the top seed in Archbishop Williams.
Canton Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I think last year,
Good stuff, though. Good stuff.
Yep.
Central Mass, well represented.
yeah, last year
Right
Canton
across
and
the board.
Algonquin were the 9 and 10 seeds in Division II facing off in the championship. This year in Division II girls, the last 5 teams standing were the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So
Wow. Okay.
the cream rose to the top there, and
Yeah.
just for completion's sake, on the left side in Division I, St. Mary's and Billerica. That is the 1 seed against the 13 seed in Billerica. The Indians having a good run there, taking out the number 4 seed HPNA, and then a 3-2 winner over 5 seed Winthrop. So
Hey, Diesel, I think we should go to a quick break before Craig
Craig
calls
should
in.
be calling in.
Yeah, let's go to a
You
quick
guys,
break,
quick
and that
break,
way,
have another slice of pizza, finish your
Yeah.
sandwich.
all right, we'll be back.
We're back here at the Thursday afternoon lunchbox in Fitchburg. Again, same music.
yeah.
Same music,
I'm
Diesel.
getting a lot
I've
of
been
complaints, Diesel.
I've been requesting
Yeah.
some.
Sean, the money man,
You
just said,
I've been
"Come on, change it up."
requesting, I get no
The
response.
thing is, you can't just say, play country. It's like, I don't know country. You can't tell me to just play
All right,
country.
Next week, I'm giving you,
You have
some
to give
names.
A playlist.
Yeah,
a
give me
playlist.
artist.
actual,
A playlist.
Some artists.
give me
I
actual
don't have a
artists and
playlist.
tracks, and I can work that in.
A playlist? I don't have a playlist, but we
It's
do
just
have
the name of a few songs.
Oh. Craig Larson, Boston Globe. We needed you today. We need
Bail
you.
out the show, Craig.
Yep.
We got problems
Hopefully you got your walk in. This
Not yet. It's been a lot of busy updating brackets this morning, and they still haven't decided on hockey because there's 4 hockey games today, quarterfinals, and they're looking at geography, determining who's going to be at the state semifinals at Saugus, Framingham, or Gallup. And there'll be 6 games on Saturday and 6 games on Sunday for 12 state semifinals. But they need to know, for instance, Amesbury/Whittier hockey's at Nantucket. If Nantucket wins, they play the game at Gallo because their opponent is from the Cape. If Amesbury wins, it's a different story. So there's a lot of
Framingham. Yeah.
to make these hockey work. Basketball is pretty much all set.
What are they? Yeah, well, you were just talking about that off the air. What are they going to do with basketball once? Because they're in the Elite Eight now, where it's Sharon, and then where do you go when we win? When we win.
State semifinals for basketball. I should know this. They had sites selected. Again, I guess I know it's still going to be based on geography. Who wins out of these brackets? And because nothing is, I'm looking at Division I girls right now. Winner of 57 versus winner of 58. No details. So
Yeah.
I know that they filled in the blank for the state quarterfinals that are happening. I know we have 28 state quarterfinals tomorrow, 16 girls games, 12 boys games, and then there are 8 total on Saturday, 6 boys games and 2 girls games. Still at the higher seed, although there's some interesting dynamics at play here as far as you're supposed to, MIA rule through the TMC is you have to have a gym that holds at least 1,000.
Yeah.
and to have a quarterfinal. And I know of one scenario that's going to be interesting how it plays out in the next 4 or 5 hours. So,
Oh, really? Because is it the MI?
there's a gym in the south that doesn't quite hold 1,000.
So
And so there's some gamemanship going on right now.
oh, behind the
Wow.
scenes. See,
I
that's
have
why
a feeling,
That's why we
okay,
have you calling in.
knowing and having been in some of those gyms, I was speaking with the old Rochester AD last night, actually, and he was nervous.
Bill Tilden, yeah.
Bill
Yep.
Tilden, he was nervous, but there is a portable set of stands, and there's a tremendous amount of room for standing room only, like the size of a middle school basketball court, but behind those stands and to the side of those stands. He can, I think he can make that work. That's what I told him. I hope it works, but I know Wareham is, we were talking about this earlier in the show, and I'm sure Wareham and Bourne are like, I doubt they're 1,000, but they might be 800. But I mean,
but for instance, Wareham, you have Cathedral boys traveling down there. I'm not sure. I mean, they had a real nice crowd against Manchester Essex on Monday night because I watched it on live stream. But how well will Cathedral travel to Wareham? So I don't know if that's really going to be an issue.
Now, Millbury will probably travel well to Bourne. The thing is, they're packing Bourne, Wareham, Old Rochester. The gyms have been packed. Everybody's in their seat 30 minutes before the game. The gyms are full.
Yeah.
I know that every gym that we've been to or raced in the past week, our people have been there at least a half an hour in advance. And, we were at Waltham High the other night for Waltham Winchester packed. Like I said, Cathedral, Manchester Essex, I watched it. That was full. Up at North Andover, where they had a girls-boys doubleheader, that was full.
Wow.
It's kind of amazing how year 2 statewide tournament, another year removed from COVID. Last year we were still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Again.
Last year.
And the crowds this year have been over the top. And it's quite amazing to see the support. Like, Tony, you were mentioning, you texted me a photo last week from North Quincy about the environment and atmosphere.
Yeah, they've been tremendous.
Best. Even Craig, when they came down to Neshoba the other night, their kids were phenomenal. They brought a fan bus.
Craig, quick question. Yep. North Andover, boy-girl doubleheader. Did they charge separately for each game?
I'm not sure if you go on the Go Fan, at that level you could still go cash. But,
okay. That was the round of 16 or whatever. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, but for instance, it'd be interesting tomorrow night. Well, I know North Andover boys are hosting Waltham in a quarterfinal, and North Andover girls are at Andover girls tomorrow night at 7 in the Division I quarterfinal. So it's interesting that.
Yeah. Okay. So the round of 16, you had to be Go Fan. The games that were just played. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hey.
So.
Go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
What was that? No, I'm just looking at these brackets now, and it's just amazing that what this has done is you have, for instance, Woburn Winchester girls, Middlesex League rivals. They're playing in a state quarterfinal, Woburn High tomorrow night. Yeah. I mean, and that's what the statewide is allowed. And I also saw a tweet this morning. Monument Mountain boys basketball, who made the road trip to Clinton, has, in the tournament, traveled 1,085 miles because they've been on the road. It's extraordinary, the way they've had to travel.
Yep, Monument Mountain's the 11 seed. They hosted Cape Cod Academy, then they had to go to Clinton, and now Springfield International. That's at least an easier trip. They go to Springfield International playing at American International, so that makes things a little easier.
But they could have included the girls in other things. But yeah, that's what's going to end up happening.
But I think it's been a huge success. I talked to some people from Georgetown down at Bourne the other night, and they were like, "This is great. It was a 2-hour ride, but you know what? Never been here, totally different environment. It's great. It's just, you know.
It was great for them. They had a ball.
Well, they got beat, but still, it was, you know, it's not, you're not playing the same old sectional teams, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then, but you do have instances like I just mentioned with Andover playing North Andover, Woburn playing Winchester, but then
Yeah.
you have the road trip.
No,
That's
no.
okay.
Well, look at
you.
you.
Have hit the road.
We've got Tingsboro and Littleton girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It's going
That's
to happen.
the way it works out. It works
you know,
out.
It's going to happen, and it's going to make for a real exciting, you know, twice as exciting as a regular season or a league championship game. Now you're in the state Elite Eight. So there's been some. I'll tell you. And the other thing, Craig, we were talking about. The officiating has been really phenomenal in our games, like really good, and even the games I went and scouted, you know, last week at North Quincy, they were tremendous. I went to Plymouth South with you, they were great.
The Georgetown coach complimented the three officials from the South Coast after the game. He
Yeah.
said, "You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us play. No problem.
That's the key. This time of
No
year,
problem. Yeah, let them
let
play."
them play. You know,
And from what I've seen, live stream and then getting reports from our people out in the field, they've been pretty even keel. I give them credit. I've seen a couple of games live streamed where, man, you have a few kids that are kind of pushing the envelope as far as being very demonstrative towards an official, you know, pleading, that's not a foul, that's not a foul. And I'm like, are they watching Grant Williams?
Well, yeah,
Or
it,
they watch, you know,
it trickles
it's just
down.
like
it
the
does.
trickle down effect. It's like, and I got to, the official looked the other way, just walked away, and yeah, they've let them play, and I thought that it's, all reports are doing a great job.
Yeah, they
Hey,
are.
Craig, any interesting stories or anecdotes, any sidebar things that are going on with the tournament that we might find or the listeners might find to be interesting?
Well, I think that for the most part, people have exhibited patience, but you have to understand, like, they're clamoring for the hockey semifinal sites, like, right now, this minute. And I know those guys, like Scott Payne, does a great job every year from the Situate Athletic Director putting this together. They've got 3 great sites with Songus, Loring Arena in Framingham, and Gala and Bourne. And they just want to make it the best situation for geography for both, to make it fair to both sides. So I think people want to know at this minute where they're going to play.
Yeah.
And you have to let the tournament, if you still have 4 state quarterfinals in hockey today, which is the case, then you let that play out and let them do their job.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they
And
gotta
I know
let
the
them
same
Patience.
reason, the same way with Jim Quattromoni, the Hingham Athletic Director, who's the tournament director for basketball. I mean, he's working, you know, dawn till midnight, setting these things up, and I think they've done a really good job.
It's a monster.
Yeah, they have.
And it's just, you can't, I mean, we started out this tournament with over 600 teams between hockey and basketball in the tournament. And I think it's gone fairly smooth, given the logistics and the number of teams that are in.
It's
I
a
do
mon-
too.
it's a
I think
monster. It's a
There were
monster.
like 55 teams in Division 5 boys basketball.
Yeah.
55.
Craig, is there any talk, and I find that a little disconcerting, is there any talk to maybe cutting back? I mean, we know 32 teams deserve to get in, but when it gets
Right.
up to 50, 55, I mean, it's a bit much. Is there any talk to limiting that somehow?
I think that from being in tournament management meetings, live or virtual, there are going to be some tweaks.
Okay.
Because, like, I'm looking at Division 5 boys basketball. It wasn't 55, it's 53. But then you go and look at the percentage of prelims and first round, and it's 85 to 88% the higher seeds winning.
Yeah.
And some of the hockey games were not even close.
Yeah.
There were some 11-0, 9-0 games.
That's not
first round
playoffs.
hockey.
Yeah.
And you saw some there was one. I'm pretty sure there was one basketball score that was 77-11.
In
Yeah.
girls.
And like 54-6.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so I think
yeah.
that
Yeah, they gotta,
So
they
maybe-
gotta get rid of that.
You know, maybe, Craig, you go with the first 40 and the bottom 16 have a play-in game, and now you get to 32, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, NCAA like, or maybe you go to 36 and you have 4 teams sort of have a, play-in round to get to 32. I mean, I don't know. I mean, 50-something's too many.
Hey, you
right,
know,
because
go
I
ahead.
know that's the thought with football, with this coach's proposal that cut it from 16 to 8 as far as per division. And I think that applies to other sports too, where just the total numbers getting in, people might not like to hear this, but I think too that there are schools with the growth of charter schools
Yeah,
that
it's
are
a-
getting into the tournament with a winning record
yeah.
that aren't necessarily playing
No, it's
a
terrible.
full schedule.
It's-
I'm looking at one school that went 10-3 is in the tournament,
Yeah.
and they have a low power rating, and it's something I think they will continue to modify as we go forward. They want to get through the first couple of years, but
yeah,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
it's I'll be honest. There are now 384 schools in the association, state association. Although I saw last night that I saw that Mount Alverny is closing.
Yeah, and
Bishop Connolly is
Bishop
closing.
Conley.
St. Joseph Prep is closing. So that's 3 Catholic
Yeah,
schools that are
yeah.
closing. So it's down to 381. But there are schools here that I've never heard of, which blew me away. That you can't stay on top of all of them that are in the tournament.
I know.
And you're like, where'd this school come from?
Exactly.
And so, and they're playing other charter schools. Nothing great charter schools, great education opportunity for kids.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
should they be in the tournament?
Right. Right, exactly. They
when
could
you
have their
play
own
th-
tournament.
When they play 13 games.
They should have their own tournament. But I'm sure, like you were saying, they've got it off the ground. People are
Yeah.
starting to enjoy it, like Bobby was saying. And now
Right.
they'll have to make some tweaks to it.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, there are charter schools that have gone to state finals too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, just keep it to 36 or 40. Just
Yeah.
narrow it down because it's
Right.
otherwise it's
If
too
you look
much.
at
They're
the
not worthy.
total, number, so that's 53. So 40 schools, Division 4 boys, and Division 3 boys, 45 schools. I mean,
Yeah.
it just the sheer numbers just is amazing.
Yeah.
One of the challenges that some of the lower divisions do have more teams because there are teams that do appeal downward, so it's not quite evenly distributed. But I guess
Right.
you
Yeah,
think about it about the
exactly.
percentage of teams that qualified. It's challenging because teams want to have that guarantee that if they go 500 they get in. But I do kind of agree. That it's a minimum of 10 games to get into the playoffs, and it probably does need to be more. I saw a team that went 6-6 that got in, and that just feels
Make it
wrong.
15 or 16, and then the cream will rise to the top.
Yeah, it should at least
and if
be
they can't, then
16
you have
games
their
to
own
get in.
smaller school tournaments, whatever. Craig, we wanted to ask you too because we don't have a lot of time, and I don't know if I mentioned it to Bobby, but you've got the NCAA tournament, the NIT, and now you got the college basketball invitational tournament. Antoine Davis, the kid from Detroit Mercy, is 4 points away from breaking Pete Maravich's
Pete
record.
Maravich.
What?
Right. Pete Maravich's record.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it should be broken. I don't think that. But I read some articles on this. The College Basketball Invitational is really considering inviting them, even though they're like 12 and 17, because it gives them a lot of publicity. He's going to break the record in their tournament, not the NIT, not the NCAA. I think it's wrong.
Don't you have to pay to get in?
$26,000 to get into the tournament. So they're going to pay $26,000 so their kid can say he beat Pete Maravich's
not
record
right. Not
with an
right.
extra year. He took the COVID year, and there was no
Pete only
three-point
did-
shot, and Pete did it in 3 years.
He did in 3 years because freshmen weren't eligible.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's wrong, and I think that's what. And now
Totally, 100%.
you got the NIL. Now you've got stuff like this going on. It's just
Hey, speaking of
turning
NIL,
college basketball into something it should
Well,
never
it's
be.
always been professional. Let's face it. It's not
Yeah.
amateur sports.
No.
It's professional, not with
Yeah.
the money that coaches are getting.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of NIL, Craig, do you know of any NIL is legit? It's legal for high school students in Massachusetts to benefit from the NIL. Do you know of any situations where that's actually being engaged?
I believe the Georgia-bound safeties in St. John's Prep, Jonelle Aguero, might have a small sponsorship, but I haven't really heard of any others.
Okay.
But he's going to a Power 5 school.
Okay.
The best prospect in the
So a
state.
sponsorship in what way? Do you have any details?
I can't recall because it was a couple of months ago, and I'm
Okay.
not sure if like Will Watson at Springfield Central, who's going to Virginia Tech, the quarterback, was he engaged with a car dealership in West Springfield? And again, I faintly recall that.
Interesting. I guess they could
so-
also, through their Instagram following, generate some financial remuneration too,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I've heard some numbers of some college basketball players that I wasn't even aware that they're making like $1 million, and it would like stun you. Like I just was floored that it's not out there, but I know it's real. And
It's real, all right.
It is.
It's
And,
more than breakfast at the
it's-
Fifth Street Bridge Diner.
It's
I know
surreal.
that.
It's surreal.
Surreal. You're right.
Yeah, well, the coach who stepped down after 47 years at Syracuse yesterday,
Yeah.
Right.
I know his son realized some NIL money last year.
Oh, sure.
buddy.
Sure.
And so yeah, it's definitely out there, and it's changing the scope across the board. And that, along with these instant transfers,
Yeah.
that
Portal.
the
Yeah.
transfer portal,
Times have
is
changed.
totally
I mean,
Times have changed.
times
yeah.
have changed.
I know. Hey, Craig, we got about 30 seconds left. Bobby's looking for a stringer position. He thinks he could string some scorebook photos
I'm going to cover
to
3
you.
games for you. Hey, I'll send you some
pictures.
scores tomorrow night. Seriously, does
Hey,
that help you?
Well, I know we have, like I said, Cathedrals at Wareham tomorrow night. That'll be.
Oh, you do?
I still
I'll be
think
at
Wareham-
Old
You
Rochester
better
and
have
Bourne.
somebody at the Sharon game.
Neshoba at Sharon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sharon has.
Tony can text you from the bench some updates.
Hey, have your boy come up and say hello.
Sharon beat Mansfield twice. It's amazing
I
this
know.
year. They had a transfer from actually Mansfield who's playing for Sharon this year, and Sharon
Yeah,
swept
he gets some-
Mansfield in the Hawkmock, which was stunning.
You got some NIL money to go
He
over
did.
there.
Hey, listen, thanks. Hey, thank you taking the time to call in. We know you were busy
Okay.
today,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'll see you on your walk later.
Thank you,
Okay,
Craig.
take care.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey, great show, Mark. Again, thanks. Diesel,
Yep, time to wrap it up. You got 10 seconds.
10. Great job. See
Yeah.
you next week, everybody.
See
What
everybody
happened
next week.
WV.
Surprise.